Now, let us move to the second step, the effect of changes in price. Let me draw some indifference curve. Okay. Let us say this is the budget line. Now, what is this budget line? This is P1 x1 plus P2 x2 is equal to I. What we have here is, again, do not forget the axis. This is x1 axis, this is x2 axis. Okay. So, we are drawing the indifference map and we are getting the optimal bundle using the budget constraint. Fine. So, what will happen? Let us say if P1 decreases,
the amount of good one purchased will increase.
the amount of good one, okay, that is the result that we do not know, okay, depends on various factors that we will learn shortly. But what we are certain about is that this budget curve, budget line will rotate in anti-clockwise direction pivoted at this point, because price of good 2 is not changing. So, it is going to be something like this. Fine. So, let me draw one more indifference curve, something like this. Okay. So, earlier we had, this is the x1 star, the new x1 star, let us denote it by dash. So, what is happening in this particular case? What is happening? The amount of good 1 demanded has increased, but that is not the idea. The idea is to figure out the curve, okay, that we obtain by keeping everything else fixed in this economy and changing price of good 1. And of course, as we change the price of good 1, we will get different budget line, okay, and correspondingly we will get different consumption bundle, the optimal consumption bundle. So, a curve that passes through all these optimal bundle is called price consumption path, price consumption path or price consumption curve, does not matter. So, let me give you the definition. Price consumption path of a good for a consumer is a curve of course curve on his indifference map. Okay, that traces all the optimal bundles, for price consumption path of a good for a consumer is a curve on his indifference map that traces all the optimal bundles for different level of price for good 1 while keeping prices of all other goods and income
Fixed.
of that consumer fixed. Of good one, let us put it here, of good one, fine. Okay. Now, similarly what we can do, we can take this these optimal bundles and we can represent them in different graph. A graph where on x axis we give the optimal amount of good one and on y axis we give price of good one. And of course, again from here we can figure out, because how we are obtaining for different level of price of good one, we are obtaining different level of different quantity of good one demanded. So, we can figure out all the pairs and we can draw them. Typically, we will get here a downward sloping curve, and this downward sloping curve is nothing but demand curve or demand schedule. Remember, what did we learn about demand schedule? That demand schedule gives us the relationship between price of a good and quantity demanded for that particular good, while everything else in economy is held fixed. So, that is what we are talking about here, that everything we are talking about an economy where we have only two goods and some consumers. So, income we are keeping fixed, okay, and also we are keeping the price of other good fixed. So, then the graph that we get is nothing but the demand schedule or demand curve or demand function. Now, third thing that we said that we can study here is the effect of change in price of good 2 on quantity demanded of good 1, but we have just learned the consumption price consumption path by changing the price of good 1. So, alternatively what we can talk about is the quantity demanded of good 2 with respect to change in price of good 1. Okay. And if we do that, what we will know, again I am not getting into detail here, the cross effect we are talking about. So, let us say P1 goes up and X2, as a result X2 also goes up. What does it mean? That good 1 and good 2 are substitutes. Good 1 and good 2 are substitutes. And if P1 goes up and X2 comes down, then they are complements. Fine, that is what we can figure out. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.